In previous video, we have made two formulations, ointment and lip balm. At this stage, you know enough to be able to make your first very own body lotion. But I wouldn't be myself if I didn't weave in a little theory. You need to know that every single lotion or cream you have ever used chemically is emulsion. Emulsions consists of two immiscible phases, water or wider hydrophilic phase, and oil or wider hydrophobic phase. Normally, these two phases don't make chemically stable system, and even after thorough mixing, separate within minutes. To prevent it, we need to add a third magic ingredient, an emulsifier. Emulsifiers have amphoteric properties, which means one side of the molecule attracts water, whilst other side attracts oils. There are both natural and synthetic emulsifiers. Here we have an example of natural emulsifier lanolin. It is derived from sheep wool, but don't worry, no sheep suffers during this procedure. It is made during washing of already shaved wool. Lanolin is very effective emulsifier with additional protective properties for our skin. And here we have the example of synthetic emulsifier, Eucerin. Eucerin is so popular emulsifier in cosmetic industry that there's even one skincare brand which adopted this name. Chemically, it's a very close cousin to commonly known Vaseline, which name, by the way, has also been adopted by one cosmetic brand. However, Vaseline doesn't have emulsifying properties. Unlike majority of products available on the market, we are making cosmetic products based on natural ingredients and only use a minimal addition up to 5% emulsifiers to make a stable formula and then melt it along with the coconut oil in hot bath. Meanwhile, let's prepare our honey. Do you remember from our first experiment that honey doesn't mix with liquid oil, but honey dissolves in water even in room temperature? Due to its thickness to avoid the loss, it is best to weigh honey directly to the beaker. I use a glass beaker because it just feels right to me for water-based solutions, but feel free to use any kitchen dish you want. The percentage of honey in my ready-to-use product will be 20%, so I need to weigh 20 grams. You can make higher percentage, but I think the lotion may feel a bit sticky. As you can see, I weighed a little bit above 20 grams. In this case, as long as the overage is below 1 gram, it's acceptable, and the worst case you can do is trying to remove the excess by using a dish-like spoon and putting the honey back to the jar. This brings the risk of contamination of the whole jar. So remember, the golden rule of weighing liquid says that what came out of the bottle doesn't come back. Now, let's add 30 grams of water to make 50 grams of water-based solution. To do so, I'm using a laboratory wash bottle. But don't worry if you don't have one. You can simply pour water up to 48 grams, and then use a bottle dropper to precisely weigh every drop until the scale shows 50 grams. And now, let's put our honey solution to hot bath along with coconut oil. Why? To encourage solubility, we need to deliver energy to the system. And we can do it in two ways, by stirring or increasing temperature. Just be careful with the temperature because honey may lose its properties. Up to 40 Celsius degrees is just enough. And now, when our coconut oil with emulsifier has melted, we are ready for the final step. Place the beaker on the flat surface, grab your hand mixer, and start pouring oil to the honey solution, mixing vigorously at the same time. Place in a cold place to set. The bowl with iced water will do. And now, do you remember our previous samples? Sample number 1, formulation disaster. Sample number 2, cold-formed ointment. Sample number 3, the lip balm with the addition of beeswax for thicker formula. And finally, our very first homemade natural body lotion. As you can see, it presents all of the typical properties of emulsion. Although it is still a bit runny, it will get a bit thicker, as does the coconut oil in room temperature. And now look at this. 4 approaches, 4 different results. Now let's compare them. product number 1, which was our sample number 2, the ointment. Homogeneous, translucent, sticky, and greasy. Consists of honey dispersed in coconut oil. Easy to apply on the skin, and after application leaves greasy, shiny layer typical for ointments. Product number 2, our sample number 3, lip balm. Difficult to apply, waxy and rolling up during application. Doesn't absorb quickly if at all, and leaves the layer of the matte finish after application. You can clearly tell the difference in comparison to the ointment. And finally, our product number 3, the body lotion. Soft, silky, smooth, and creamy. Super easy to apply on the skin, and after application absorbs very quickly, leaving the skin moisturized and smooth, but without creating any visible or sensible greasiness or stickiness. Can you see the difference? 3 different results achieved by small adjustments in the formulation of coconut oil and honey. Magic, isn't it? And now, small bonus for those of you who want to experiment a bit with the skincare you use currently. There are 2 types of emulsions: water dispersed in oil and oil in water. Let's pour some water into a glass dish. The type of emulsion is determined by the type of emulsifier used. Water in oil emulsion, in contrast to oil in water emulsion, is not soluble in water. So let's add the sample of our emulsion into the water and see what happens. Nope, doesn't disperse in water. If your skincare acts in the same way, it means it's water in oil emulsion. What does it mean? It's good for body lotion for dry skin, but not necessarily appropriate for oily or acne-prone skin. Did we say water in oil emulsion dissolves in oils? Let's see. Pour some liquid oil to the glass dish. I used olive oil, but you can use any oil you want. And now add your emulsion. Does it look like it's mixing with each other? Let's stir it and see what happens.
Do ba 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 do boo do.
What do you think? Okay, I stirred it using a spoon. It would be inconsistent to use different methods for 2 samples, so let's stir our sample in water using exactly same spoon. Can you tell the difference? Thank you very much for watching this video, and if you like this type of content, please follow me for more tips.